No one speaks at first. The only sound is paper rustling as Dai snatches his copy of the will. His face drains of color. "That's impossible," he mutters, voice cracking in disbelief. Lan Anh doesn't move. Her fingers rest lightly on the table's edge, steady, unshaken. The lawyer adjusts his glasses, calm as ever. "There's no mistake," he says quietly. "The company has been under Ms. Lan An's name for 5 years. Gasps circle the room. An aunt whispers that there must be an error. An uncle coughs awkwardly, eyes darting toward Dai. Lan Anh can feel their shock like heat against her skin. She remembers every year she stayed late at the office. Every contract she saved while her brother was on vacation. He partied in Phuket. She worked through weekends to rebuild failing projects. Now the truth is written in legal ink. Dai slams his hand on the table. "Father would never do this," he shouts. The lawyer's tone stays even. "Your father personally approved all documents in 2019. He slides another page forward. "Ms. Lan An's management increased company value by 40%. The words slice through Dai's protests. His jaw tightens, pride unraveling. The same relatives who once ignored Lan and now shift their loyalty. "Always knew she had talent," someone murmurs. Lan Anh breathes in slowly, her heart steady for the first time in years. Dai forces a smile that doesn't reach his eyes. "At least I got the house," he says bitterly. The lawyer nods politely. "Yes, along with its mortgage of $300,000. The words hit him like stones. The room falls silent again. He grips the table, searching for footing as the truth sinks in. Aunt Mai tries to ease the tension. "Maybe your father left something special for Lan Anh too." The lawyer opens a small wooden box. Inside, rows of antique watches gleam under the light. "Your father's private collection," he explains. "Appraised at $450,000. Murmurs ripple across the room. The same aunt who mocked Lan Anh now leans forward, intrigued. Dai stares at the watches as if they might vanish. "She gets the company in this?" he asks through clenched teeth. "Yes," the lawyer answers. "Your father said she should have what she earned." Lan Anh closes the box gently. Her reflection shimmers in the polished wood. She feels the weight of years lifting from her shoulders. Every late night, every ignored success, every quiet victory finally seen. Uncle Kwong clears his throat, forcing a smile. "Family should stay united," he says quickly. "You'll share, of course." Lan Anh stands, holding the box close. "I worked 12 years without asking for credit," she says softly. "I built this company when no one believed I could." Her voice fills the silence, calm but unyielding. "The company man didn't get the company. The company woman did." Then she walks out, leaving the echo of her footsteps behind. The air in the room feels heavier without her. Dai sinks into his chair, the paper trembling in his hands. The lawyer gathers his files, his job done. And for the first time, Lan Anh steps into the light. Finally, it's hers. 3 days later, the knock on Lan An's office door is sharp and angry. Barbara, her assistant, leans in. "He's here," she says quietly. "And he brought your uncle." Lan Anh closes her laptop, straightens her blazer, and nods. "Let them in." Dai storms through the doorway before the words leave her mouth. His suit is flawless, but his eyes burn. "You think you've won," he snaps. "You tricked him. You made father change the will." Uncle Kwong lumbers behind him, face tight with false concern. "Your father wasn't himself in those final years," he adds. Lan Anh folds her arms. "He was clear enough to sign every paper." Dai slams a folder onto her desk. "I'm contesting it. The company should be mine." Lan Anh doesn't flinch. She opens her drawer and takes out a thicker folder. "Then maybe you should see this." She spreads documents across the table, one by one. Project B letter 1 EDD Tay, $18 million. You were project lead. Funds went missing. Di laughs too loudly. That's ancient history. She slides another paper toward him. 3 years ago is not ancient. 215,000 transferred to your personal account. His jaw tightens. Uncle Kwong shifts in his seat. Those were business expenses, Di insists. Lan Anh taps another page. Expenses labeled ski resort partnership. And this woman, your girlfriend at the time, was listed as consultant. Silence. Outside, the hum of the city presses against the glass. Lan Anh meets his eyes. I covered for you then. I saved the project while you were in Phuket. Father saw everything. She opens a final envelope. A note in her father's handwriting rests inside. You earned this, Lan Anh. Di freezes. His lips part, but no words come. The weight of truth fills the room. Barbara enters quietly, setting down 2 coffees. Her gaze lands on Di, calm but sharp. She was here every weekend, Barbara says. While you were gone, she kept this place running. Uncle Kwong coughs, tugging at his tie. Let's not turn this into a family war. Lan An's tone stays level. This isn't war. It's accountability. The office phone rings. Barbara answers, then looks at Lan Anh. The Wallace Group is online too. They said they're relieved you're still in charge. Di's shoulders sag. The fight drains out of him. You'll regret this, he mutters. Dad would have wanted us together. Lan Anh looks at him, steady and calm. What father wanted was someone who could protect what he built. Her voice doesn't rise. It doesn't need to. Di picks up his folder, avoiding her eyes. This isn't over, he says, retreating. The door closes behind him with a dull click. Lan Anh exhales slowly, the silence settling like peace. For the first time, the office truly feels like hers. Outside, sunlight glints off the city skyline. Inside, she opens the note again. 4 simple words. You earned this, Lan Anh. And for once, she believes it. The letter arrives on a gray Monday morning. Bold print across the envelope reads, Notice of legal action. Lan Anh doesn't even flinch. She knew it was coming. Di is contesting the will. He claims their father was manipulated, unfit to decide. Barbara places the document on the desk. Do you want me to call the attorney? Lan Anh shakes her head. Not yet. Let's give him what he wants. She opens a drawer and pulls out a small USB drive. All the records are here. Every project, every transfer, every absence. Later that day, Di walks in with a lawyer who looks nervous already. Lan Anh greets them with calm professionalism. Coffee, she asks lightly. Di doesn't answer. We're filing today, he says. Father wasn't in his right mind. Lan Anh nods. Then you should see what he saw. She slides the USB across the table. The lawyer plugs it in, scrolling silently. Minutes pass. His expression changes from confident to uncertain. Mr. Di. He says slowly, these files, there's detailed evidence here. Lan Anh sits back, watching. Attendance records. Project failures. Personal withdrawals from company funds. Di leans forward, face tight with anger. She forged those. The lawyer shakes his head. They match bank statements and official reports. Lan Ann's voice stays soft. I built this company while you used it like your wallet. Silence stretches between them. Outside, the city hums with the rhythm of work, the kind Di never knew. The lawyer clears his throat. Perhaps, Mr. Di, we should reconsider filing. Di slams the laptop shut. There's nothing to reconsider. She stole everything. Lan Anh rises slowly. What I did was earn it. You had chances, Di. You chose to waste them. Her words land heavy but calm, like truth too old to argue. The lawyer gathers his papers. Miss Lan Anh, perhaps a settlement. There's nothing to settle, she interrupts. Only records to remember. Dai storms out, muttering curses under his breath. The office door closes. Barbara exhales quietly. Do you think he'll stop? No, Lan Anh answers. But he'll run out of lies before I run out of proof. The next morning, headlines appear online. Min Tam Group, female CEO leads 40% growth in 3 years. Clients call to congratulate her. Investors reaffirm contracts. Support floods in, steady and public. Meanwhile, Dai's story spreads across gossip pages. Failed heir loses family empire. He sells his house within a month, desperate to stay afloat. Lan Anh doesn't celebrate. She just works. Each signature she makes, each deal she closes, is a quiet victory. By evening, her office glows with city lights. Barbara brings tea and smiles. Looks like the world finally knows who built this place. Lan Anh looks out at the skyline, her reflection calm in the glass. Let them talk, she says softly. The truth speaks louder than any lawsuit. The phone rings again. Another client, another opportunity. She answers with steady confidence. This is Lan Anh. And for the first time, the name feels entirely her own. The sun is sharp through the glass walls of the conference room. Contracts lie open, pens poised. Across from her, the Weber Group executives smile. This expansion will redefine the skyline, one of them says. Lan Anh nods. Let's make it official. She signs her name, the ink flowing smooth, final. Applause breaks out. A photographer captures the handshake, the flash bright and quick. When the room empties, Barbara brings a fresh stack of reports. Another partnership confirmed, she says proudly. Lan Anh smiles, a quiet satisfaction behind her calm. Outside, cranes move like clockwork against the blue. Min Tam Group is thriving again. No shadow of doubt remains. Until the door opens without warning. Dai stands there, dressed impeccably, pretending confidence. Impressive, he says, glancing at the signed papers. Seems you're doing well. Lan Anh gestures toward a chair. What do you need, Dai? He sits, smoothing his tie. We should stop fighting. This is a family business. We can run it together. Lan Anh studies him. Together, she repeats softly. You mean like when I built everything and you took the credit? He laughs uneasy. I was young. We both made mistakes. She leans forward. I worked 12 years for this. You worked on your tan. His expression falters. I can help now, he insists. I still have connections. People respect the Carter. He stops, correcting himself. They respect the Min name. Lan An's voice stays cool. They respect the work, not the name. He shifts in his seat, frustration leaking through charm. The mortgage is killing me, he admits. I can't sell the house. The market's awful. That's unfortunate, she says evenly. His jaw tightens. You think this is funny? I'm drowning while you sit here on a throne built by our father. Lan Anh meets his eyes. I rebuilt what he left broken. And now I'm protecting it from you. He leans closer. What would people say if they knew how cold you've become? She doesn't blink. They'd say I finally stopped apologizing. Silence hums between them. He looks down, lost for words. She opens a folder and slides it across. Inside are charts, records, proof of growth. This is what leadership looks like, she says. You had your chance. Now I'm building something new. He stands, shoulders tight, pride wounded. You'll regret shutting me out. She rises too, her voice steady as stone. I regret nothing that keeps this company alive. He hesitates at the door. For a heartbeat, he almost looks like her brother again. Then he leaves. The air clears. Barbara appears with 2 glasses of water. Everything all right? Better than ever, Lan Anh replies. She looks out at the cranes once more. For the first time, she feels free success without permission. The city stretches beneath her, wide and bright and entirely hers. 6 months pass like a quiet storm. The office hums with energy, steady and sure. Lan Ann's nameplate now reads, President and CEO. She still touches it sometimes, to remind herself it's real. Emails flood in with new projects and interviews. The Business Journal calls her the woman reshaping construction. She agrees to one interview, her first ever. I'm not doing this for my father anymore, she says simply. Her words surprise even her. The next week, she launches a mentorship program. 5 young women stand in awe inside the conference room. You're here because someone once said no to me, Lan Anh tells them. This is my way of saying yes to you. Their eyes shine with hope she once didn't have. She spends afternoons teaching them contracts, design, resilience. At night, she plans a scholarship in her father's name. The irony doesn't hurt anymore. It feels like closure. When she signs the papers, her hand doesn't shake. Make sure the scholarship goes to those who earn it, she tells the dean. No shortcuts, no family favors. Back at the office, messages from relatives pile up. Aunt Mai's voice on the phone is suddenly sweet. Dear, could you advise us on our house renovation? Lan Anh smiles. Of course, Aunt. Forgiveness, she's learned, doesn't mean forgetting. It just means freedom. Her uncle sends a fruit basket, pretending goodwill. She sends back company brochures instead. The headlines keep coming. Min Tam Group wins Green Development Award. Female CEO breaks record in construction growth. She frames one article on the wall. Not for pride, but for proof. Each success is a brick in a foundation she built alone. Late one night, she drives past the old family house. The for sale sign still hangs, fatting under streetlight. She feels no anger, only distance. The past belongs there, not here. The next morning, Barbara brings good news. The government just approved the eco-housing expansion. Lan Anh nods. Then we build. Her team cheers, the sound filling every corner of the office. When the room clears, she sits by the window. The watch her father left glints softly on her wrist. Time has finally chosen her side. Her phone buzzes again, a text from her cousin. Hey sis, maybe we should catch up sometime. She laughs quietly. The same cousin once called her invisible. Now they all want to be seen with her. The irony is almost poetic. Barbara knocks gently. You should rest, boss. I will, Lan Anh says. But she doesn't move. Outside, cranes trace silver lines against the sky. Each one feels like a promise kept. 12 years of being overlooked, rewritten into legacy. And this time, no one can take it away. 3 months later, the office is calm again. The city glows outside, golden under the late afternoon sun. Barbara's voice crackles through the intercom. Your brother is here. He doesn't have an appointment. Lan Anh pauses, fingers still on her keyboard. Send him in, she says finally. The door opens slowly. Dai walks in, thinner, tired, his suit wrinkled at the edges. He smiles, but it doesn't reach his eyes. Nice place, he says softly. Very presidential. Lan Anh gestures toward the chair across from her. What brings you back? He sits, clasping his hands like someone who's rehearsed every word. I've been thinking, he begins. About Dad, about us, about the company. Lan Anh stays silent. He continues, voice low, almost pleading. I can help again. I've learned a lot these months. Her gaze doesn't waver. Learned about what die, work, or loss. He exhales, the sound shaky. The house is gone. I sold it. The mortgage was too much. She nods. I heard. He swallows hard. I'm not here for money. I just need a place to start over. For a moment, She sees the brother he used to be, bright, proud, careless. I can't hire you, she says gently. This company needs stability, not history. His shoulders slump. I never thought I'd need to actually work, he admits. The honesty stings the air between them. That's something you'll have to figure out, she replies quietly. He looks around the office, eyes landing on the awards, the photos, the framed article. You really did it, he whispers. You proved him wrong. Lan Anh shakes her head. I didn't prove him wrong. I proved myself right. He nods slowly, eyes glistening. I don't hate you, you know. I know, she says. It's easier to hate what we don't understand. He rises, hesitates at the door. If you ever need help. She smiles faintly. I'll call when the cranes stop moving. He laughs once, softly, and leaves. The door closes behind him, final but not cruel. Lan Anh exhales, leaning back in her chair. Outside the window, the city stretches wide and alive. Barbara steps in with her usual knock. Your 3 o'clock is here. Send them in, Lan Anh says, standing. Her reflection in the glass is calm, certain whole. She glances at the gold plate on her desk. Lan Anh, President and CEO. The words no longer feel heavy. They feel earned. Later that evening, she drives to the cemetery. The sky burns orange, fading into dusk. She kneels by her father's grave, a small bouquet in hand. I did it, Dad, she whispers. Not your way, mine. The wind rustles softly, carrying the scent of rain and memory. Back home, she removes her watch, traces the engraving inside. Time reveals truth. For years, she worked for recognition. Now she works for purpose. Tomorrow, she'll build again. Tonight, she finally rests. Morning light spills across her office. 6 months since the will reading, and peace finally feels real. The framed newspaper headline glows in the sun. Lan Anh leads the green revolution in urban design. Her smile in the photo looks calm, not proud. She glances at the watch on her wrist, her father's legacy. Its ticking feels like applause from another lifetime. The mentorship program thrives, the scholarship grows. Each name on the list reminds her why she stayed. Her phone buzzes with new messages, investors, students, clients. She answers them all with quiet grace. Outside, the cranes rise like steel flowers in bloom. For the first time, the city feels like a reflection, not a battlefield. Barbara knocks softly. Your 9 o'clock is here, the new interns. Lan Anh nods. Send them in. 5 young women step inside, eyes bright with hope. Welcome to Mintam Group, she says. You're not here to inherit. You're here to build. Their laughter fills the room. Lan Anh turns toward the window. The skyline shimmers. Time keeps moving forward, and so does she.